welcome back to Get Me a Library. Today I am doing my reading challenge and this is a printout from Penguin. I will put the link below so you can click on it and have a look, and it will take you directly to where I got this printout. And basically it's just a my reading challenge. I can't remember if it said for the year or if it was just a random thing, but yes, so I decided to fill it out and read it to you and let you know what my challenge is. If you don't want to print it out, I'm just going to write down what the questions were below so you can fill out and let me know yours as well. So the first one is I want to read more, and it has 4 boxes with 4 lines for you to fill out. I've only filled out 2. So I want to read more YA books. That's my genre that I love. I love YA books because it can be about absolutely anything. My favourite are YA fantasy books, which have got like werewolves, vampires and magic in them. But I love books like One of Us is Lying, where it's literally just about YA schools. And retellings. I love fairy tale retellings. I love retellings on Greek mythology. I love anything to do with Greek mythology and fairy tales, so I want to read more retellings. My goal is to reread A Court of Thorns and Roses and Harry Potter. The only reason I don't do rereads since I've started my YouTube channel is because I want to review every Wednesday, and if I'm rereading a book that perhaps everyone knows about, I feel like I can't do a video on it. I don't know why, because I want to do new books, but at the same time, like, I want to reread, so that's my goal of the year. That's my goal. So my resolution, this is very hard, to not buy any more books until I've read what I've got. However, this doesn't include any series that I've recently read. Like, I've recently read the Inception series, well, this was last year, and the new book should be coming out this year. So if I've started a series that I've loved, then that doesn't count because I'm still going to buy the book. Like the DC Icon series with Wonder Woman, Batman, Catwoman should be coming this year, and then Superman is next year. So it doesn't count with things like that, and it doesn't count my book box club. So I get that every month, so that doesn't count. But other than that, I will not be buying any more books. So this year's to be read list. I need to read Caraval, I think that's how you say it, and that's by Stephanie Garner. I need to read The Batman as well by Marie Lu, but to be honest, I've got so many that I had to pick 2. So my, and I also need to read The Queens of Innis Lear, and that is by Tessa Gratton. So books lent and borrowed, none. I don't borrow books, I don't lend books. Not because I don't want to, just because no one's ever asked me. My wish list. So I need to buy Circe by Madeline Miller. Not that I'm going to buy it, because obviously my resolution was not to buy them. Beneath the Surface by Louise O'Neill. Throne of Glass series by Sarah J Maas. I have to read that. Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. So that's my wish list. Okay, on the next page is total books to read. So in a year I want to read 52 books really, because that's a book a week, though I struggle with that. Not because I can't read the book in, you know, I've read the whole Harry Potter series in a whole week, but it's because I work and I have other things, so it kind of stops me reading. I can read on the way to work, on the bus, I can read on the train, all those kind of things, it's fine, but I can't actually read while I'm working, which is absolutely a shame. I should be allowed. Okay, my favourite quote is "To the stars who listen and the dreams that are answered" by Sarah J Maas. I never used to really like space, I never used to like the moon and the stars. I mean, I've always sort of liked the moon and the stars, but I never really liked space and things like that. And to have a book that suddenly says everything that you're feeling, like you look at the stars and you wish, I mean, everyone's watched Pinocchio, they wish upon a star. So this is basically like you're wishing on a star and your dreams are being answered, and it's so lovely. Books that have changed my mind. This was a hard one because I've read a lot of books that have changed my mind about that sort of like genre, or, you know, that subject and things like that. So it'd have to be Things a Bright Girl Can Do by Sally Nichols, and that was based in World War II, the suffragettes. It never changed my mind in the sense, because I've always loved the suffragettes, I've always loved World War II books that are written in that kind of way. But it just changed my mind, I suppose, on what people went through. Although we all know this, we see it on the news when it was 100 years, Battle of the Somme, things like that. I mean, my family, my grandparents, my nan's dad, he was in the war, like, he was a major in the Indian Army and things like this. So it affects us all. War is always in the back of our minds from like history, you know, Poppy Day. But I think it just changed my mind about really what people did go through. So that would probably be that book. something new I tried. So I've read A Girl on the Train, and that was a really good book, but those books, thrillers, aren't my thing. So then I read a book called Killing Kate, and that was really good as well, similar kind of vibe, but again, they're not my thing. So I started to get into like this thing where, okay, let's try books that aren't your thing but you enjoy them. So the book that I tried that was new was Look Behind You by Sybil Hodge, and that was really good, and it got me into like the thrillers. I loved it. Then I read Bonfire by Kristen Ritter, so I started to get into thrillers. I've kind of gone back now to the YA books because it's my favourite and my book box is YA books, but I do like thrillers when they're like that. My biggest surprise was Out of the Blue by Sophie Cameron. I didn't like that book, and I think my biggest surprise of it was that I love books about fallen angels. I loved Angel Fall, I loved Hush Hush series, I've loved Outcast by Adrian Kress. I've loved these books, and to read a book that I didn't like, that I couldn't give you guys the best review on, I think it just really threw me out and surprised me, and I found it really hard to say about a book that I didn't like without actually being horrible about it. So I think that was what my biggest surprise was. My new favourite is Wonder Woman Warbringer. I think it's because way back I didn't particularly like Wonder Woman. I used to love Batman. I think I got too much like, nope, just Batman, Gotham. And I watched a Wonder Woman cartoon animation film, and I loved it. I loved Wonder Woman. I was like, why the hell didn't I like Wonder Woman before? Like, what's wrong with me? So to read that book and to love Greek mythology and, you know, have a love-hate relationship with Ares and the gods, you know, and Artemis, I love Artemis, and to have all that and me be like, wow, this is good, this is my book. It's modern day, it's got Wonder Woman in it, which is DC Comics, it's got Greek mythology, it's got Themyscira, which is a place that, like, wow, I'd love to go. It's got the Amazon warriors, it's got, like I said, modern day where you can believe that it's happening for you. So that was my book, that was my new favourite. Like, I loved it. They've got a Fill Your Own Pie chart, which I didn't do, and my books to remember for next year. So it depends on what they mean by this. If they mean books that I need to remember to buy, then I've got a whole list. Just go on my Goodreads, the link is below, and have a look at my to be read, because they're books I need to remember. But based on books that I've read this year, I suppose, that I need to remember for next year, I would say every book that I've read. Hey, let's remember that, because you need to remember the books you've read, you need to remember what books you hated. So yeah, that was my reading challenge by Penguin. Again, links are all below, so check them out, see what you think, fill it out yourself. You don't have to print it off. I will put the questions down below for you to answer, because I'd love to know what you think. And my question for you is, what's the best book that you've read so far this year, and the worst book that you've read so far this year? And let me know in the comments below, and we'll have a chat about it. I will see you guys soon. Bye!